be singing Easy Ba by Forever.
Wonderful. Wonderful sound, wonderful sound. So I want everyone to know that to do anything first is always the toughest. So I want us all collectively just to close our eyes and just to inhale and exhale. I should have asked you all to do that before you sang, but I'd like you to do that again. One more time for me, please. Inhale, exhale. Singers, when you're about to sing, especially in a high-pressure sort of situation, the best thing you can do is close your eyes before you begin, to collect yourself, number one, but also to slow down your heart rate, because everyone is nervous. So you slow down your heart rate a bit and you sort of get into the tenor of what you'd like to say. I love the sound. I think it's very, very well produced. I think we can go just a bit further. And that has to do with posture, and that has to do with your inhalation and how you expend your air, which right now I think is pretty good, because she went to LaGuardia, that's right. But I think that we can probably work just a little more on that. When you begin Isiba, you should automatically feel like the tank is maybe 75% full. Can you do that for me? Just inhale through your nose. Do you mind if I touch you here? Try it again. 1 and 2 and T and inhale. Yes. Now, on the descent down, you understand that the body sort of collapses. To be an opera singer, the body can't collapse. That everything has to stay like a tree. Yeah. So when you begin this time, I want you to think about the ending of the phrase. The beginning is wonderful. It's really tricky. Isiba is really tricky because it starts on that first rhythm. It's all, and I've heard in other recordings too that the second entrance too, people are always a bit off because the way that it's written. You sing it quite well. When you inhale, remember, thinking of the E. Isiba, thinking ahead. Now, when we think in this way as singers, I'm not asking you to push up any sound. I'm asking you to actually think about the sound as cyclical. It's really, really cyclical, but the body is always remaining tall and you're not collapsing. Try to think about the most important word in the phrase, hit that, move on to the ending of the phrase. Let's just try just a few phrases. Your inhalation is fine, but I want you to remember that when you inhale, you still have a ways to go. Does that make sense? Okay, let's try it. So you have a breath mark written here before two. Are you going to take that or no? You'd like to say it? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive. But if you're in a situation where you're auditioning, you might want to take the breath before two. Can we start again? And the breath needs to be a bit earlier, in my opinion. You'll plant yourself a bit better if you breathe just a split second earlier. Thank you. End of the phrase cool, I feel like you're running out of air. Yeah. So isi ba tu le if you can take the breath, a good breath before two, maybe you can shorten it's a 16th, 32nd maybe. You might want to do that because we want to hear the beauty in the F. Can you try again? You've already established the word isiba. Can we change that? Change the color. When you have written certain dynamics in your music, you understand that it's just a color that the composer is looking for. He's not necessarily asking you to come off of your voice. He's asking you to just change the color. This is the second time that she's saying isiba. So, in saying isiba, just change the color just a bit. We've already heard you say it, yeah? And you don't have to hold it for that long. Yeah. So that you can move on to le lèvre is effleurant sans rien léser de l'heure. OE, anytime we all have the OE, especially in French and also in Italian. When you have the OE, you all have to think that this is tall. North, south. You all are closing down too much on the It really is supposed to be Can you say that for me? Inhale. It's taller. It's taller in the mouth. And when it is tall in that way, I promise you, life will be a lot easier. And it's on an F. Anytime you have notes on E, E flat, F, if you're thinking it's taller in the mouth. And that will help you ladies to hike over and switch into the soft palate area. You all are singing just closed mouth, which is really sweet in French if you were singing in a bar. But if you want to be an opera singer, it has to be taller, 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 taller. So when you say dollar, don't forget dollar. Ici bas, les lèvres se font da 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 dollar, and he helps you. He adds a dot there to give you more time to flourish on the F. Every time you have that figure, I want you to think about that. Okay, even if it's je, le, me, te, all of them. It's all tall OE. Okay? Let's try it. Easy by the second time. Just because you have the measure before. Better. right? G. You have G. Mezzo, soprano. You're singing G. You're getting ready to hype yourself on up into money land. That's money. When you start singing G, you must modify. It's not just a regular G, yeah? Ooh! Can I hear everyone just say, ooh! What's the pitch before the G? It's the pitch before the high note. It's the pitch before the high note. Can I hear you that? Everyone put their hands right here. Do you feel that opening and closing? Anytime you're singing G, even F sharp, the posizione has to change. It has to change. Beautiful. You must think, even if it's in passing, always remember that anytime you sing G, you're thinking about the vowel I. Anytime you think the vowel I on G, A flat, B, it changes the resonance completely. I is what I'm thinking. The word that you're singing here is loud. It's perfect. It's perfect. So think about that. I don't need a push-out sound. I don't need you to make a big girl sound. You're only 15. But anytime you start singing in this area of the voice, you must open a bit. You must open. So let's try. Je rêve. Forte, but can we be a bit more elegant? I know your French is pretty good, but don't close too much.
Okay. On the lips?
Yeah, it's the lips.
Okay.
You're closing too much on toujours, and we need to hear it. Dee dee dee. We need to hear the F sharp, yeah? Yeah. Can we try just? I'd like you to try this again, and I want you to try to synthesize and think about this in your voice, not mine. I want you to think about this last time you sing ici-bas. Tous les hommes pleurent. I love the way you began, but I want you to think this time of exactly about what you're saying. It's the third time now that you're saying. So allow there to be difference within your mind, and help foray out a bit. Let's see what happens. Maybe the 2 measures or so before you enter. Ici-bas, tous les hommes pleurent. Où sont les petits ou nos amours? It's because you're closing too much. You're closing on the D. It's too close. Remember, OE, it has to be tall. If you keep the position, you'll be able to sing F sharp, but you're closing. You're such a good girl because you're doing exactly what the French teacher will tell you to do. But when you're singing, it's very, very different. That's why we don't have great French singers because they sing too close and we cannot hear them in the hall. You can't hear them. You must open. You must open up. So let's try again. Je rêve au couple. Very, very good. And I really, really enjoyed the G. The first one was fine too, but it's just another thought. It takes so much to learn how to sing, and you know how to do that. I think you have the great foundation. When you inhale and sing, you have to remember that the voice is all of you. It's not from here on up. It's from here on down, really. It really is from here on down. This is just the pipe in which the water flows. So I want you to think about that, and I'll talk to you more because she's one of my mentors, so we'll talk more, mentees, sorry. We'll talk more about certain things, but I think you're on the road to other things to come. What else do you sing? What else are you working on?
At school?
Yeah.
Right now we're doing Homos by the UC.
Yes. And what else are you working
on? These are the first two pieces that we did
Okay.
We did piano one.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
We did Finding Light of Outlet.
Yeah.
Melancholia, Essential.
So great songs.
Yeah.
Really great songs. I want you to always think when you begin, before you begin singing. Remember, I like to write things out because that means I can remember myself. Because I don't remember things very well these years. I want you to remember, when you inhale, remember that you don't need that much breath in order to sing the first phrase, right? You need just a little bit of sugar is what John Sutherland would say. A little bit. Just enough to get through the phrase. Why? So that we can get from point A to B within a supple, buoyant sort of way. I want you to try this one more time. They're very, very beautiful. I really want you to enjoy the words because you know it. Don't take in too much air, but take in just enough and breathe earlier. Because you're right now, the breath is not, you're not helping yourself. And you're not really creating what we want to hear in the beginning because of the breath that you're taking. It's too late. When we hear a bit of vibrato on the first pitch, we know that you're wrong. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Keep going. Breathe. Masterclass. Open up, open up. Not bad, not bad. Very good. Thank you so much for singing. Okay, thank you. Thank you all. Next,